Hi Aries, welcome to your love reading for the year 2020. This deck is going to represent the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and the end of the year. Let's go ahead and begin. Okay Aries, let's go ahead and see what is going on in your love life at the beginning of 2020. You're starting off with the King of Swords, the Hangman, King of Cups, Eight of Cups, Justice, the Lovers, Page of Swords, Ace of Cups, and the Four of Swords. Okay, so remember, this is a general reading. If you would like your own private 2020 love reading, there's going to be a link down below to my website, channeledguidance.com. And I am reading this, kind of slightly different than the other readings because this is not a monthly reading. This is a reading for the beginning of the year. For some of you, look at this first row here. You've got, I'm just going to move you up so you can see what I'm looking at here. You've got the King of Swords on one side. Over here, you've got the King of Cups and the Hangman in the middle. So for some of you, it could be that maybe you're torn between two people. We've got two people here with the Hangman in the middle. The Hangman does represent being stuck, being in limbo. So maybe you're torn, maybe as far as who you want to be with. The King of Swords is an air sign. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Male or female, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The King of Cups is a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Again, male or female, Sun, Moon, or Rising. If you're not torn between two people, one of these can represent you and the other can represent your partner. We don't have a fire sign energy here, but the King of Cups is just someone who's in a very maybe an emotional place. And the King of Swords is someone who's analyzing everything, someone who's not in touch with their emotions. And again, this could be kind of creating problems for you at the beginning of the year, making you feel that you're kind of in limbo, your relationship is not moving forward, especially if one of you is not really in touch with their feelings. Now, just kind of moving on to the next row here. You've got Justice right in the center of the reading. So at the beginning of 2020, Justice represents, it could definitely represent an apology coming in for you. This is you getting what you deserve. This is your love life coming back into balance. Some of you could be dealing with the sign of Libra. But Justice just represents, you getting what you deserve. You have this next to the Lovers card. The Lovers can represent the sign of Gemini, but the Lovers, this is a relationship that you want very much. This very well could be an ex returning because we've got the Eight of Cups over here. The Eight of Cups is the goodbye card. Somebody who chose to move on. Someone who said goodbye. Yet we have an apology right next to it. So some of you, you can be seeing someone return at the beginning of 2020. I feel like for those of you where someone is returning, you want this person back in your life because you have the Lovers here. Or maybe this was a very significant relationship that you really thought this was going somewhere. There could be an apology again from someone who chose to move on. Now in the bottom row here, you've got the Ace of Cups right in the center. The Ace of Cups is a new relationship for some of you. Maybe for those who are single, somebody new is coming in, especially with the Lovers here. But again, the Ace of Cups could be a new beginning for an existing relationship. I feel like if there's going to be a new beginning maybe for, an ex situation or, maybe a really troubled marriage or relationship, there has to be healing. You've got the Four of Swords on the other side of it. The Four of Swords is, perhaps a timeout. Perhaps, somebody needs, to gather their thoughts. They need time to think, especially seeing two people with the Hangman. You've also got the Page of Swords. So I feel like somebody really needs to speak their truth. The Page of Swords is all about being completely open and honest. Maybe you need to speak your truth. Maybe you're tired of waiting for someone. Maybe you're tired of being in limbo. Or you could also be hearing the truth first, from someone that needs to apologize with the Page of Swords being here. Okay, let's see what else comes up for the sign of Aries. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries for the beginning of 2020? You've got the Nine of Cups. You've got the Queen of Wands. Wow, you've got the Empress. So you are the Queen of Wands as a fire sign. So, I feel like the beginning of the year, this is very good. I just did a very painful reading for the sign of Leo. Don't shoot the messenger. It was a really difficult reading. This looks amazing for you at the beginning of the year. Again, your energy here, the Queen of Wands, you've got the Nine of Cups. This is a wish being granted. This is you being immensely happy. And you've got this with the Empress. I mean, the Empress, it does represent your energy, the sign of Aries, but the Empress means that you're getting it all. This is like the whole package. I feel like for those who are single, because I mean, I know my cards keep moving around here, but you've got the Empress. I just put it right over the Lover's card. So I feel like for those who are single, you could be meeting the person that you're going to marry at the beginning of 2020. Or you're meeting someone you're going to have a very, you know, very kind of committed relationship with. Someone you're going to spend many years with. Again, for most of you, it can be the person you're going to marry. The Empress represents marriage, children, or even, you know, you feel like this is the perfect person for you. This is the person you've been looking for your entire life. It's that kind of energy, especially with the Lovers. Again, it's like your wishes are being granted here. So I feel like for many of you, kind of be on the lookout for that. Because I also feel like exes can return with the Eight of Cups next to the Justice card. I mean, like, this is an apology for you. But I also feel like some of you could be kind of finding yourselves kind of in limbo at the beginning of the year. You could be feeling like your relationship is stuck. It's not moving forward. There are new beginnings for you here with the Ace of Cups. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the middle of the year. Okay, Aries, let's go ahead and look at the middle of the year. You did have a jumping card, and usually I would not show a jumping card in a yearly reading, but this card jumped for you not once or twice, but 3 times. I kept putting it back in, and it kept jumping right out. The card that jumped is the Sun. So when I saw this, I thought I have to show it to the sign of Aries, because the Sun, this is telling you that the middle of the year is gold for you. This is a card of positive energy, happiness, success, love, marriage. I know you just had that, you know, kind of amazing combination of the Lovers and the Empress at the beginning of 2020. Well, if you miss out, it's still there for the middle of 2020. This is a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. If you're single, you could be meeting the one. If you've been having problems the middle of the year, it could be that time where you finally figure things out and you're happy again. Okay, let's see what comes up for you. Knight of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Knight of Swords. Ten of Cups. Queen of Swords. Knight of Cups. You have a lot of knights for the middle of the year. You have 3 so far, and I'm not done. Four of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. And the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so like I said, it kind of got my attention that you've got 3 knights here. You've got Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups. The knights represent change and movement. So there's that possibility of a lot of changes in your love life in the middle of the year. You do have the Eight of Cups here. Let's start here. Again, you have the Eight of Cups surrounded by the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Some of you could be choosing to move on from a relationship where you feel like this person's not making you happy anymore. This is, you know, an energy of moving on so that you can be happy. For some of you, if you feel like this definitely does not apply to you, the Eight of Cups could be leaving old emotional baggage behind you. Because remember, you did have the Sun jump 3 times. This is supposed to be a positive time in the middle of the year. You know, there is a lot of movement. 3 knights here. 1, 2, 3. There's a lot of movement. So this is a really good time for you to be leaving kind of old issues in the past. I mean, you have the Ten of Cups here. The Ten of Cups does represent a happily ever after. This does represent marriage, children, a happy home. Again, for those who are single, you could be meeting this person in the middle of 2020. But if you're already coupled, I mean, this is still very positive for you. You're making this relationship work. You're making this marriage work. You also have this with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is your love life moving forward in a very positive way. This could even represent a marriage proposal, or even, you know, somebody declaring, you know, their feelings for you. You do have the Queen of Swords right in the center, so this would be an air sign. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Male or female, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It can even be you if you have a Moon or Rising and an air sign. And again, there is a lot of movement up here. You start with the Knight of Pentacles. So, I mean, this is, you know, slow progress. And I feel like, you know, this card has come up because if you're not leaving issues in the past, which has come up for a lot of the signs and in really kind of painful ways, difficult cards, yours is not really difficult. It's just telling you that you've got some things to let go of here. with the Eight of Cups. You have some things, or it could be a person you've got to let go of. It's going to be different for everyone. If you don't, things are going to move slowly. The good news is you've got the Knight of Swords. This is the opposite. This is things moving very quickly for you, changing very quickly. So I feel like for those of you where you know you've got certain things to let go of, or maybe you need to let go of certain issues, arguments, conflict, if you move on from that, things will change very quickly for the sign of Aries. Or if you're, you're getting over an ex, if you decide like, this is the time I'm going to move on, I'm going to find someone else, you will find someone else very quickly. You've got this energy here. It can even be an air sign. Again, you have a choice. I mean, you have the Four of Cups here. The Four of Cups is, feeling unhappy, feeling like something's missing, not really caring anymore. You definitely don't want to do that, because right next to it, you have the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is waiting to turn for you. There's positive changes that is, that are there for you at the middle of 2020. This represents destiny, and, a lot of positive changes in your love life. This is exactly what you deserve with the Six of Pentacles. But again, you don't want to be in this energy of, I don't care anymore, or just kind of feeling like, something's missing. If something's missing, then it's time for you to move on in some way. Or maybe just kind of leave old issues behind you. Okay, let's get a few more. You've got the Queen of Pentacles, the World, and the King of Swords. So strong air sign energy. You've got the King and the Queen of Swords for the middle of 2020. Again, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. Strong energy of an air sign. But you also have an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. If you're single, kind of be on the lookout for these energies. Perhaps you're dealing, or you're meeting an air sign, or you're meeting an earth sign. Again, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. It definitely is, time for a new beginning in the middle of the year. The World, it does represent, closing the door to the past. So this ties in with the Eight of Cups. It's time to close the door to the past, old issues, old situations, maybe even old relationships that are not making you happy anymore. It's time for a whole new cycle for you. And if you kind of look at this, I've got the World here, a major arcana surrounded by two people. So some of you, I think this came up in the first spread where, I think there were a lot of people in your first spread. It could be that maybe you're torn, between two people. And if you're not right now, it could be that you will be in the middle of 2020. I just see, two people here. And it's like, the universe is telling you that it's time for a whole new cycle for you. But you do have to let go of the past. That message is here. And that message is here with the Eight of Cups. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the end of the year. Okay, Aries, let's go ahead and see what is going on in your love life at the end of 2020. You've got the Two of Wands, Page of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Page of Cups, the Emperor, and Strength. Okay, so let's stop here. I mean, you do have two pages, so for some of you there could be important communication coming in at the end of the year. It could be, someone is reaching out to you. You've got the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups. The Page of Swords is speaking the truth. The Page of Cups is declaring his feelings, talking about his emotions. Perhaps someone telling you that they care about you, that they still love you. Some of you could be dealing with that at the end of the year. I feel, you've got some strange energy, so you want to be careful at the end of the year, especially, for those of you where you're waiting for someone, because, you're starting off that energy for the end of the year here. You've got the Two of Wands. This is a delay in waiting. For some of you, it could be that you're waiting for someone to change. The reason that I say that is because you've got the Four of Pentacles here. The Four of Pentacles is someone who's really stubborn. This is someone who doesn't want to change. This is someone who, wants to stay in their safe place. I feel like if you're dealing with something like this at the end of the year where you're waiting, like maybe this person wants to be with me now, maybe they've changed, maybe they want to get married now, maybe they want commitment. You really need to speak your truth towards the end of the year, or you're going to be dealing with this moving on to the next year. It's time to really speak your truth. You know, I feel that towards the end of the year, I mean, this is your time to give your love life your all. You've got the Three of Pentacles here. This is putting in a lot of time and effort. That to me, the Three of Pentacles actually represents teamwork, people working together, a couple working together to make things work. I feel like if you're working together, I mean, you've got the Six of Pentacles here. This is you getting what you deserve. But if you're not working together, that's where this card kicks in, the Five of Swords. This is sabotage. I mean, this could definitely be, I mean, this could tie in with the Four of Pentacles. Perhaps at the end of the year, your partner is, you know, perhaps messing up. That is the energy of the Five of Swords. Someone that just makes very bad decisions, very poor decisions that blow up in their face. If that's you, if you're dealing with a decision at the end of the year, like, you know, are you going to stay with someone? Or are you going to leave someone for someone else? Be careful, because the Five of Swords is, you know, a card of regrets. It is a card of, you know, kind of making a very bad decision. Again, it's going to come back to haunt you. But for some of you, that can just be that you're waiting for someone that is refusing to change at the end of the year. You're being told to speak your truth. You also have the Page of Cups here. So again, this can be perhaps a new relationship for those who are single. But the Page of Cups is also someone who's speaking from the heart. And I feel like this can definitely be you. I mean, you've got the Emperor here. The Emperor is taking back your power, taking charge of your love life, or taking charge of a marriage or a relationship. Because you're going to have to be really brave if you want to continue. You've got the Strength card. You could also be dealing with the sign of Leo. But the Strength card, this is, you know, having the guts to keep moving forward. For some of you, I feel like you're fighting for a relationship. You're fighting for a marriage. Or you're waiting for someone to change. And I feel like you're doing everything that you can to make things work. But you got to make sure this person is working with you, not against you. Okay, let's get a few more. You've got the Four of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the Magician. So, I mean, at the end of the year, you've got the Magician and the Emperor. So, I mean, the end of the year is going to be what you make of it. So, if you're letting somebody get away with murder, so to speak, this person keeps hurting you, lying to you. If you keep letting that happen, it's going to keep happening. So this is your time to really put an end to that. You're speaking your truth, because I do see a very happy relationship here. This can also be a very happy marriage. This is a card of commitment, long-term relationships. But this is you. I mean, you have to make decisions that are good for you. The Nine of Pentacles is about self-worth, integrity, making decisions that at the end of the day you are proud of. That is not the energy of the Five of Swords. This is making decisions that come back to haunt you. So it's like you have a choice at the end of the year. Also, I mean, you've got to take back your power. You've got the Magician, knowing that you're creating your reality at the end of the year. So you're either going to create a beautiful relationship that could turn into something special, a marriage, or you're going to let somebody to continue to get away with murder here. So, I mean, I feel like you may be kind of dealing with someone that, again, is refusing to change. You really need to assert your power at the end of the year, perhaps in the form of setting boundaries, of really, speaking your truth here with the Page of Swords, or maybe really, kind of opening up emotionally. Maybe you're tired of somebody's behavior. I feel like at the end of the year, like you're putting your foot down because you're tired of waiting for someone. I feel like you're ready maybe to move on, to maybe a certain level of commitment, or you're ready for things to change. And I feel like somebody's not quite there yet, but again, looks like you're being told, hold on to your power here. Okay, Aries, this has been your love reading for 2020. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again soon.